Jurgen Klopp is at war with the Club World Cup, Chelsea complete a double swoop for over £100 million, and if Real Madrid unearthed a new star from within La Fabrica, this is DMAC Daily. The former Mainz, Dortmund and Liverpool manager has come out guns blazing with his criticism of the newly expanded FIFA tournament, claiming it's the worst idea ever implemented in football during an interview with German broadcaster Welt. Now, Klopp's disdain is primarily on the basis of player welfare, that the ever-increasing football calendar is leading to a diminished product. The players aren't taken into consideration at all with the constant expansion of competitions, and highlighted the inequality between football and another highly successful sport, basketball, stating an NBA player who also earns really good money has 4 months off every year. Virgil van Dijk hasn't even had that in his entire career. Now, he's not exactly wrong in his analysis here. I mean, the Club World Cup final is on the 13th of July. For the two hypothetical finalists, it's most likely that those players will have featured anywhere from 60 to 80 games this season. They'll maybe get a 2-week break if they're lucky, then straight back into a shortened 2-week preseason, only to go again for another grueling campaign with an extended World Cup to follow. Granted, the Brazilian clubs have even crazier schedules, however they tend to have bigger squads and a lot more rotation, and that's where I ultimately think the European game is headed. Larger squads to handle these increased schedules. It's the only way to manage player welfare long term. I mean, just look at the depth of City's new look squad now. They are so stacked. FIF Pro, football's leading player union, are calling for a mandatory 4-week off-season break for all players too, which I think is totally within reason, but good luck selling that to the mafias of FIFA and UEFA. Moving to transfer news, and Chelsea have struck 2 separate deals in the last 24 hours for Dortmund's Jamie Bino-Gittens and Brighton's Joao Pedro. The Blues have continued their Man City Academy session, first starting with Lavia, then Palmer, Adarabioyo, Maresca, Delap, and now Bino-Gittens. The former City wonder kid has made over 100 senior appearances at Dortmund, bagging 31 goal contributions, and is set to fill the left-wing void at Chelsea for around £55 million. He's expected to arrive at Stamford Bridge at the end of the Club World Cup for next season. Joao Pedro, however, is anticipated to join Chelsea for the remainder of the tournament. The Brazilians headed to America in a deal exceeding £50 million. As a Chelsea fan, my perspective on these two deals are that of cautious optimism. With Sancho leaving and Modric's ban, Chelsea were clearly lacking an inverted left winger. Bino-Gittens fills this profile to a T. He's young, homegrown, and full of quality. Certainly not the finished article, but definitely improves the squad, as does Joao Pedro, another homegrown, highly versatile forward who can essentially operate anywhere in the final third. I'm curious as to where Maresca envisions he will play. He reminds me a lot of Firmino in a way. Not exactly a prolific goal scorer, but one that can link up play well and provides flexibility in the front line. 40 goal contributions in 70 appearances at Brighton is decent. However, you take out those 15 penalties and the stats aren't nearly as impressive. I personally would have loved a Gyökeres or Osimhen type signing, that proven marksman, but in Jackson, Delap, and now Pedro, that's not bad firepower. Speaking of forwards, and Real Madrid's Gonzalo Garcia is putting his name on the map. The 21-year-old La Fabrica talent was prolific for RM Castilla this season in the 3rd tier of Spanish football, breaking the division's goal-scoring record. This led him to selection with Madrid's first team for the Club World Cup, where he has since capitalized in the absence of Mbappe and Endrick. With 3 goal contributions in 3 games, he's been one of their best performers. Xabi Alonso has been full of praise, saying he reminds me of Raul in many ways, which is ironic considering Garcia was coached by the man himself this past season. Now, when Mbappe regains full fitness, he'll obviously lead the line, but Garcia has proven to be a capable alternative, and one that may have fellow youngster Endrick stressing about further competition in the forward line. Regardless, it's a good problem for Alonso to have. Anyways, that's all for today's news. See you tomorrow.